Put it on.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the DLLS Cowboys podcast. The draft is in the books, and they actually done good. I mean it. Let's talk about what the Cowboys done to get better. Let's talk about what they still got to do. Let's do it all. The show starts. Meow. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into today's DLLS Cowboys podcast. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in, Make sure that you're subscribed. It's like some Ricky Bobby. I don't know how to react to this draft. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Thumbs up to this draft.
Who's number one? Is that we got? Who?
Oh, yeah, I'm
sorry. I'm not trying to.
I was kind of waiting for you to yell Brandon, too.
I was too.
No, but he's got a system.
He's got a system.
I let you get into it, and then I find a little break in there, and I yell it out.
There's a window. He seizes the window.
I'll wait for you too. I wasn't alone.
Golly.
Brandon! Jesse likes to shout out the first person to chat even before the show starts. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to talk about the Cowboys draft. I know that's shocking today after the draft is over, but we are going to talk about the Cowboys draft and what they've done and what they're going to do and all the things. Hello, my name is Jeff. Seated next to former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards.
Jaydon Blue would have went 78.
Must be a reality
Boy.
show.
Running away. I'm just saying he would have been running away.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to. You didn't. He got it.
Untouched.
He got it. I got it.
He
They
ran
got
up the
it.
tunnel.
You didn't have to.
You said it on the show yesterday,
have
too.
to.
You acknowledged
He
it.
said it. I got
Still
it.
be running.
We didn't need him.
Still be running because ain't nobody catching him.
Next to Jesse is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, 60-year-old
60.
Clarence Hill.
60.
Listen, it was Club Pop Pop and Club Chill last night
There's no club chill.
at Winston Prime Night Steakhouse in Dallas. Had a great 60th birthday celebration. Shout out to my man Joe for coming, showing up.
Yeah.
Gonna leave you hanging.
Those smoked old fashions hit.
It was nice. It was some aunties in there.
I saw the
Jesse
pictures.
missed the aunties. Okay, I just want to let you know it was aunties. But I'm soldiering on. Everybody like, you gonna make it to work today, or how are you? I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Been up since 7 a.m.
So while you guys,
You know why I had to get up early?
You get why?
Had to pee.
Yep.
Yeah,
There it is. Yep.
yeah, 60. Yeah, 60. Yeah.
Never. Those allegations.
Yeah.
Those allegations are coming
Had to
true.
pee. I had to get up.
Next to Clarence is a guy that's got another 20 years before he's got to get up to use the restroom in the middle of the night. Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
Did it at 5 a.m.
You guys, 5?
Yeah.
I woke up at 4.
Yeah.
I had to go potty.
He's outlasted all of us.
I'm 40 years old. It's happened in the last few years. It's just kind of creeping up on me.
Yeah.
It makes me mad because I wake up and I know what I got to go do, but I'm like, man, that's getting out of bed. Am I going to be able to get back to sleep? Because now I'm standing up. I'm walking.
Yeah.
Well, I wake up all the time for that. I'm just up.
I just need a catheter. That's the thing.
How
Where
about
you just go, right?
how about just a bedpan?
Yeah, just roll over. And, yeah. So how about that draft, y'all? Oh, we have super chats just before the show gets going. I like that. Let's knock those out. Jeff Heath is the GOAT. Fun thought for segment. Immediately post-draft, would you trade draft classes with any team? Ooh. Pats, Browns, Les Sanders, Raiders, Bucks come to mind.
The Bucks, I will say, there was a moment, I think, in the beginning of day 3 where I was like, they are having a Cowboys alter ego draft where I was like, I think the Cowboys would have been really cool with this. I'm starting with Emeka Egbuka.
I would trade the whole draft for Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah.
Just trying to get it.
And then they drafted a corner, too, that I really liked.
I'd trade with the Browns because they got an extra one next year that might be really good while they got Mason Graham.
And
I don't remember.
Dylan Gabriel.
Harold Fanning Jr.
Oh, they did.
I don't want that draft. No, I can't have a guy out on my practice field running with his feet pointed the wrong way.
Let's go,
I will say his highlights, they look kind of nice when they picked
go,
him,
baby.
I can't do
Armand,
it.
this is probably the best draft since 2020.
Let's put away the Norton oils. Let's see them play.
I agree.
I agree.
Armin, y'all get a hell of a job with the draft coverage. Extremely proud of you
Thank you.
guys for everything. Thank you.
Okay,
we did.
before we get started,
We already got started.
before we get to the nitty gritty,
Okay.
we all are in agreement it was a really good draft. We like what they're doing. We're agreeing with Jerry. I am challenging Jeff
What?
Oh.
to apologize to Jerry. Apologize for everything you said about his ability to GM, run this team, because he hit it out the park with this draft.
Whoa.
Jesse agree. I mean, Jeff, I need a rant. I need a rant from Jeff.
A positive rant.
A positive rant.
Carry the water.
I need it. I need
No, let him carry it.
No. He agreed with it. He liked the draft.
Let him hold that thing like Simba.
I need a rant.
You can't.
I need a rant.
You carrying that water for Jerry today.
No. I just.
You carrying that water.
I need
He's carrying that
I
Johnny
need-
Walker
I need
Blue.
the man. He loved the draft.
You get a little. You get a
Say
little.
it with your chest,
you get-
Jerry.
you get a
I
little-
agree with you. You did a damn good job.
You get a little birthday gift from Jerry. You start carrying the extra.
No, sir. See,
Golly.
Let's talk to Jerry Jones for a moment, if I could.
there you go.
Mr. Jones,
Oh, Mister.
Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Mr. Jones.
Two compliments. I mean,
I thought,
one compliment.
boy, I thought you did a fine job.
Okay.
A fine job. As a man who's been a little rough on you at times because of all the things you've done terribly.
Amen. Amen.
Been a little tough on you.
Preach on, preacher.
But today I want to tell you,
Some gospel music going.
you're smart.
Show
I'm
enough.
stupid.
So enough.
You are handsome.
Say it.
I'm not so good looking.
That's a word, Doc.
You are right. But I'm right too, because I'm the one who's saying that I like the draft.
Preach on.
But the stuff I would have to apologize for were all true, so I can't apologize. But good job, Jerry. I think they had a good one.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I think you did a great job of probably just getting out of the way and letting Will McClay do his job. Yeah, I think you probably did a great job of that, Jerry. And I think having a new head coach that no one else wanted to hire meant that he wasn't really involved in the process.
Nasty
And you
word.
really let them scouts cook.
Nasty word.
Let them scouts cook.
I think he did, and I think because they defer to Brian Schottenheimer, who also defers to scouts too. Like I think that Jerry was nothing more than a tiebreaker, and there weren't a lot of ties to be had.
And you talk about a seamless transition with a new staff, all new staff, coaches who weren't part of the NFL, and the scouting department getting together and putting this together. So, good job.
I thought they did a fine job. I'm proud of you all today, and I know that that's what all of you wonder about. I know that Will McClay gets out of bed every day, and he's like, I wonder if Jeff's proud of me. The answer today is yes, sir. Very proud. I think in a lot of ways. They did a really good job, and it's going to lead to later in the show the question, are they better? And I would have told you before the draft, like, they won't be afterwards. And now I think the answer to that question is more complicated because I think it is possible
There's some parts.
with what they've done.
Were there any negatives at all?
Yes.
Were there any negatives of what they did? We like what they've done, but they still have some holes.
Jerry Jones is a Hall of Famer. He doesn't make mistakes, so I can't find a negative now.
No, I mean, this was the kind of the problem with like filling needs with like just serviceable guys is that like, yeah, you didn't necessarily have any needs and you could go best player available at a lot of places, but you were going to miss adding talent in a place that probably needed it. And if you were to tell me before the draft, what's the one area I think that they need the most influx of high-end talent, it would have been wide receiver, I think, personally. And sources have told me they were going to take Tedero McMillan if he was there. That he was gone. I even wondered, if there was even consideration, I think momentarily before the draft, hey, maybe do we just go up and get him and use some of those extra picks? But I don't think the price tag would have been a little bit too high to do it. So they let the board come to him. They got Tyler Booker, a guy who I talked to a lot of people at Alabama. This guy is an alpha. Like, this guy is legit. He's a guy that has planned things very intricately from the day that he got, in middle school, saying, I want to go to Alabama. I want to go be a first-round pick. This is an impressive guy. And I think the Cowboys were happy to let the draft board fall there.
Schottenheimer had a quote about we just started acquiring talent, we're building a roster, something like that. And I go back to recruiting days, Joe, and you could have a number one recruiting class, but you can have 5 running backs, 5 5-star quarterbacks, but nothing on the line. But you got a number one recruiting class.
Colorado!
Is that building a team? And so when I look at the draft, they got 35 guards on this roster now. They got 100 defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
Still ain't got didn't address receiver.
Well, because they only have one receiver, I think what they're naturally going to do
What I'm saying is,
eight
when you
offensive
double
linemen,
down and
CD,
when you
quarterback,
double down at guard and double down in some positions, and I'm sure they could have got a receiver off the board to say as good as that guard they got late. I'm just saying that you didn't address some things that need to be addressed. So we got, again, you look what they did in free agency, then they added 2 more interior guards, interior offensive linemen. It's a lot of guards.
Yeah, there's a lot of guards.
So I'm just saying, as you build the roster, you're talking about building a roster. They still have holes in their roster.
Yeah, and one
that
quick
didn't address.
Yeah, one quick note. They could. This is what to your point earlier about they took best player available and let the board come to them. They could have force-fed receiver in many, many spots.
Right.
They liked Emeka Buka. They liked Matthew Golden. They could have forced it at 12. They didn't do it. I think they could have forced Alakai Manor in the 3rd round, but Shavon Revel was there. And that's a guy that it's like, hey, we wanted him in the 2nd. We would have taken him in the 2nd round if Ezeiruaku wasn't there. But we had to let the board come to us. So they could have force-fed a wide receiver in many spots. And by the time day 3 rolled around, I don't know how much better some of those day 3 prospects would have been than the current guys in the roster in terms of the competition.
Yeah, but you drafted a guard, just throw something against the wall. You're throwing something against the wall at guard. You're throwing something against the wall at
I think Trayshawn Holden is a draftable prospect that they got.
You're throwing. I understand that, but I'm
Where did he play?
You went to Oregon, but I'll tell you this. He did not. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this about Trayshawn. He had some, off the field and on the field stuff. He was the guy that spit at the Ohio State game, got kicked out. Yeah.
Quitters off of quitters.
Yeah, so he spit at an Ohio State guy, got kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
He said some off the field stuff.
Spit on somebody?
Yeah, he spit on during the game. He got kicked out against Ohio State. And I'll say this too. I was at the Shrine Bowl.
Cowards.
He's got some talent, and I was really expecting him to play well at the Shrine Bowl. I was very unimpressed to be honest, with his performance at the Shrine Bowl.
What about the receiver at Tech? Some people like him over him. The receiver from Tech. What do you see from the film?
I don't. I haven't seen him. I will go watch him today. Okay. I watched Phil Mafah, their 7th round running back. I watched him this morning. Right. I haven't seen 500 players every year. So the Tech guy, I'll watch him today.
Did you write thick in your notes?
I did not write thick.
He is thick
with 2 C's.
No, I wrote boom boom. Because we already got zoom zoom, and then we added the boom boom.
Just shake your own.
And I'll tell you, the Clemson running back had more than I thought he would.
It's zoom zoom and boom boom and club pop pop. I just want to let you know.
Man.
Popo and Pop Pop with Zoom Zoom and Boom Boom.
Sign me up.
This is our year, baby.
Sign me up.
But no, I think that's I think when you're talking about how they drafted, because when you're saying another guard, you're talking about the 6th round Oregon offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I think in that scenario, probably
he played tackle.
Right,
he
was a tackle.
They're gonna play him guard.
You're gonna play him at guard?
Yes.
They mentioned the thing they always mention, where we think he can go inside out and he can do all those things.
But they listen.
That's sus.
I think in those scenarios, if you're an NFL team, a lot of times what you're doing is you're in the 6th round. And so it's not like you're going to have a bunch of guys that are graded really high. And all you're doing now
looking for traits
is out of the guys that you like that have the traits. It's like, hey, which one do we think won't be available at our next pick? Which one do we think won't be available in free agency? And so if you've got those wide receivers, but you're like, we can call them after the draft and we can scoop them up. We think somebody might take this guy. I think a lot of times that's what the 6th and 7th round is. It's just order of operations of guys that you think that somebody else might take, and then we'll deal with the rest later. I hope all the guys are ballers, but I don't even for that particular pick. I don't really see the path for what that's going to be. Like, you have your starting offensive line. Maybe you're competing at swing tackle. Maybe you're in with the other 17 guards.
But I also think that the Cowboys kind of got caught last year when some injuries happened and they had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think acquiring all of these offensive linemen is more so let's get a blueprint on who is who, what can do, who can do what, so that now we can put together a stable of offensive linemen. Because last year the Cowboys got caught when you had the injuries to Chuma, and now, not to pile on to Tyler Guyton, but when you looked out there and you wanted to, you were looking for other options and you had none. And then when Zach was kind of, banged up and injured, you were trying to find other options. You really didn't quite have any. And so there were times throughout the season where you
better walk that one back. Brock Hoffman was out there, brother.
The wee grabber?
No, that is not his official nickname. That is not his official nickname.
Brock Hoffman was solid.
The wee grabber?
That is not his official nickname.
The wee grabber. That's good. I'm going to use that.
They did definitely compensate. I mean, you could have 3 guards get hurt and you'll still be okay.
Literally.
I don't know what you do at tackle if somebody gets hurt, but you could have 3 guards get hurt and you still got somebody ready.
They said of Johnny's, they want him at guard.
Yes.
That's I think sorry.
He's a 6th-round
Side.
tackle. He's not going to be a tackle. I mean, they got Austin Richards. He's not going to
Well,
play
he's
tackle.
Well, they got
Specifically a right
73
tackle.
guards.
He's
He
not
might,
going to play
he
tackle.
might need to be a tackle.
I mean, you need depth
Yeah.
at tackle.
They got Austin Richards. Come on.
Listen, Clarence,
Oh,
chill
yes.
out. You're hungover.
I'm good.
You're in a dark place.
I'm
Joe's
very
just trying to
good.
help you
Happy. No prank calls. No prank calls. I didn't get any prank calls.
Was that Ulbricht's son? Is that the guy
Yeah, it
who
was
was
Jack
responsible? Yeah, sometimes
kid.
college kids just need to be corporally punished. But we
college
don't do
kid.
that
He's
anymore.
21.
Like he needs to be spanked a little bit. Just a little bad boy. Coming up next, what was your favorite pick that the Cowboys made? We'll kick around our draft question roundtable, keep partying. We'll do that next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
What if I told you that 300,000 people gave this particular product a 5-star review?
Oh, I got mine back yesterday.
You got yours back yesterday?
Yeah.
300,000 people
Sorry.
said Shady Rays are the best glasses they've ever worn. Do you want to be
fine.
300,000
What he was talking
one?
about.
You can. And while you're doing it, you can save 35% off a pair of polarized sunglasses. All you got to do is go to shadyrays.com. Use the promo code DLLS, and you can get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses. Jeff just got his back. And you know why? Because they have a phenomenal guarantee.
I lost the hell out of it.
If you lose your Shady Rays, no problem. Just reach out to them. They'll get you a new pair. You break them, same thing. Or you just say, hell, I don't even like these no more. Shady Rays say, send those bad boys back. We will get you a new pair. What a better way to go. ShadyRays.com. Use the promo code DLLS and get 35% off a pair of polarized sunglasses today.
Also, shout out to our friends. Shout out to the shout out. Shout out to our friends at the Lone Star Smokeout, which you should be getting geared up for. It's this weekend. It's barbecue and country music. What's more Texas than that? The Lone Star Smokeout. It's coming to AT&T Stadium May 2nd through 4th. You try barbecue from 14 different teams across the United States and decide for yourself, hey, who's the champ here? Pair all that with events every day. Like they got Texas' biggest happiest hour or biggest happy hour. Still got happiest hour on my
There you
mind.
go. That's all good.
Derby Day.
We appreciate them too.
Cinco de Mayo, a day early. All these different events are going on out there at the Lone Star Smokeout. Country's biggest stars like Cody Jinks, John Party, and Midland will be out there performing. Stay tuned right here to DLLS for information and for our upcoming VIP ticket giveaway for each day of the Smokeout. Kids that are 10 and under get in free and general admission, and tickets start at just $68. So do not miss out. Get yours at LoneStarSmokeout.com. All right, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. I'm looking for your favorite pick of what Hall of Famer Jerry Jones did. Hall of Fame executive and general manager Jerry Jones. What was the best pick that he made?
It was the first pick. And here's why. Here's why.
I like you kind of.
Yeah,
You come around on it.
No, wait.
Well, you were there, turned around, and then
now
turned
come
back
back
around.
around. Yep.
Yeah, it's
I
like
was-
360.
I was there.
He was there.
Yeah, I was there, got a little more involved, and said, and I said, let me come on back around. And the reason being is this. And there's another reason why I think the Cowboys have really loaded up on offensive linemen. They are realizing that Dak is not the athlete.
Oh, damn.
No.
Is he wrong?
Am I wrong?
You're
Am
not
I wrong?
wrong.
He's not
see him on
the
the course the other
athlete
day?
he once was. You also know with Dak Prescott is that and I'm not putting this on him, but I'm saying if this pick was quarterback friendly,
Dak friendly. Jerry words.
Dak friendly,
Romo friendly.
Romo friendly.
If he
Dak
comes
friendly.
back.
QB friendly, I can establish the run game. Dak, when he has the play action pass going, he is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in all of football. When teams respect the running game, it allows Dak to be a better, more precise, more on-time quarterback. When they don't have a running game, your quarterback is now feeling the pressure of, I have to go out there and win this game on my own in the ways in which sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. But I think that pick gave Dak the protection that he'll need from the middle, right? That center to guard protection, because again, Dak is the better quarterback when he has a chance to throw from the pocket. That's when he's at his best. And when you didn't get the sexy pick that you wanted, you both have already, laid out that they wanted Tedderell McMillan. And if he was there, they would want to take him. And I get that as well. When you couldn't get sexy, you went for the next best thing. You went for safe. You went for the 8 with the good credit score and can cook.
Yeah, cooking's good.
You didn't get the smoke show.
Sounds nice.
You got the thing that's going. You know what? I get this on my side for the next 10 years. I'm going to be good. The smoke show may come and go.
Yeah.
She may not be what you always wanted to be.
These hoes ain't loyal.
They ain't loyal, and sometimes you got to have them in different area codes.
Yep.
But they went and got a good homemaker.
Yeah, that's good.
They got a homemaker.
They got a Harrison Butker pig.
Dang.
Right?
Sure.
They take care of the house.
Don't need a watch. There's a clock on every. No, let me stop.
Your mind is
Well,
fascinating.
it's not me.
Your mind is fascinating.
Tyler Booker is his
Tyler
vote.
Booker's on.
Can I go?
Yeah. No.
Can I go?
No.
I didn't know if Joe want to go. Joe go next. I'm just
Okay,
saying,
go
can I go?
Took 10
I
seconds.
got 2 agendas.
Two.
No,
Two agendas.
Don't say boo.
They fed me 2 agendas.
Okay.
Put them up, everyone.
I'm not gonna go with the obvious one first because I know you're gonna go to the obvious
Yeah,
one.
they're
Two agendas.
Boston kind of defensive end. Root to the good bros.
Oh, that's right.
That's a cute. They got a cute. They got a real dog up in here. We talking about dog. They got a dog.
When I saw the photo
You
of
gonna
him
be a dog,
doing
be
the
a dog.
When I
I
saw,
heard, I
I
heard.
knew you were gonna love this.
Oh,
When
they
I saw
got
the
a
photo of the
dog.
hooks, I was like, here we
That
go.
boy can get to
Here
the
we go.
quarterback.
You
He's
tell
a
me
dog.
your favorite pick is whichever one went to your fraternity?
I'm just telling you, I got 2 agendas.
Okay.
Got 2 agendas. I got 2 connections. I lost some connections. I like my
Fraternity
boy.
University.
I like my connections with Jordan Lewis. I lost my people in the locker room. I got some peoples coming here. Defensive end, Boston College. He the Q's.
Yeah, what's his name?
Root to the good bros. I'm not gonna do that with you. Root to the good bros.
Where'd Zeke go to college?
No, don't play me. Don't play a player. I'm not gonna. It's my job.
Donovan Ezeiruaku.
Ezeiruaku.
Number 2, Jaydon Blue. Hook 'em. Bring some Longhorns up in here. Bring some juice. I said it on the other day. Can't remember what day because days are gone.
What that 60 do to you?
No, just it's life. He's Tony Pollard as a rookie. He's a change of pace guy. He's not every down back. Tony Pollard needs to, obviously take care of the ball, juice, speed. Tony Pollard as a rookie. They need a hammer to go with him, but Shotty wanted speed. You want big play back in the offense. You can't. I know we want to drive, make these 10 play. That all sounds good, but you got to have some short drive. You have somebody that has a big play. When I talk about speed next to CD, I always want somebody to take the top off the defense. Speed, big plays. He's a big play waiting to have instant big play, big time juice in the backfield in that offense. Love him. Hook him.
I got a favorite draft pick for 2025 and for 2026. And the reason I do that is because Arch Manning.
Already got that bet out.
2027.
We ain't forgot that.
2027.
Both of y'all.
I don't remember.
I think, we've had some comments about this too. And I think that, it's good to say Shavon Revel will be ready in training camp and he'll be the starting corner. Well, you kind of never know with these things, right? And I think that's one thing to keep in mind with post-ACL recoveries. We'll kind of see. But I think Shavon Revel will be my favorite pick for the 2026 year because if you look at right now, you got Trayvon Diggs' future is going to be uncertain after this season. Deron Bland is a free agent after this season. I think we kind of tend to forget that. I think Shavon Revel will be one of your starting corners. That's something you can rely on. I think he's a first-round talent. He got the Richard Sherman comp a lot, and I think when you look at his aggressiveness, his length, his size, that's not a offhanded compliment in comparison. So I think Shavon Revel was an absolute steal in round 3. I would have taken him round 2, and I think the Cowboys would have taken him round 2 if Donovan Ezeiruaku wasn't there.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get hurt, he's going round 1.
100%.
So it's great value. That is potentially the steal of the draft for the Cowboys to get him in the 3rd round, and we don't know if he's going to be at his best this year, but he should play this year. He will start camp on PUP, but they expect to be off PUP and ready to go for the start of the season. We don't know if Diggs is going to be ready to go for the start of the season. We most likely he won't, and we don't know when during the season he'll be ready. So, yeah, he's insurance for now and the future.
Yeah, and I think he'll be 2026 will be good. And then for 2025, the one position I said that they had to get in this draft, they had to get a big stuffing defensive tackle. They had to get a huge defensive tackle.
You're going to count on a 7th-rounder?
And I think when you look at what the Cowboys have rolled out there, specifically at nose tackle, they haven't had like Jonathan Hankins got a lot of praise around here. Guys, Jonathan Hankins was fine. He was very fine.
Just a guy.
Yeah, but fine looks incredible when your backup's Mozzie.
And I think that J2A is going to look fantastic, just literally standing there. And I think UCLA churns out Polynesian 340-pound nose tackles constantly. And I think they do solid in the NFL because they can just hold their ground, and you're going to let Marvin Overshown when he's healthy.
Does it do the hawk?
What do you mean they?
What? UCLA?
Oh, UCLA players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they do the hawk? Does it do the hawk?
I don't know if he does. I did the haka in high school. I don't know if he does. But
I would like to do the haka as a show.
do you want to see I can teach you.
Let me see. Right there.
No, we don't have to right now. You could.
Come on, man. Give the hawk. Just give us.
I could.
Come on, Jesse.
No, we can do it for sure.
He owes us a dance.
Maybe we'll do it for
He
sure
owes us,
later.
he owes us a dance from way back when. Remember he's supposed to do the dance? He's
Come. Oh, that's all good.
Yeah.
See, I went to high school with a lot of Polynesians. It's tradition for our high school to do it too. Anyways,
Trinity, stand up.
I think that they do the sippy towel. I think that he's
Get
going
together,
to
Clarence.
That's what I'm saying.
Racist.
See? That's got to be racist.
Yeah, gotta
That's
be.
gonna be. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to
Look at his
avoid.
face.
Ain't no
I was
racist.
trying to
That's
avoid
my
this for you,
school.
and you walk
That's
right
my
back
kid's
into
school.
it.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I'm just saying. Euless Trinity, stand up.
Anyways, he's going to be a guy that I think you could rely on day one to be someone that actually helps you in the run stuffing game and allows your linebackers to fly around.
And one thing of note, it's like going back to Marinelli, and this is Eberflus's Marinelli disciple. Marinelli, one reason why there was a big wheels here and a big problem in the draft when they drafted Travis Frederick, Marinelli did not believe you took nose tackle defensive ends high. You know, even though the kid from Florida State was rated over.
That was the Sharif Floyd year.
Sharif Floyd,
Florida.
yes. And so that's why they got the disconnect with the.
That's why people got fired. Will
But
McClay got a
Marinelli
job.
believed you could get a nose tackle. You look at all the nose tackles under Marinelli; they were all late round picks, undrafted free agents who played that position. They called him Golden Cock. Now my name, that's Marinelli called him.
Oh, the
Golden.
great Nick Hayden.
Nick Hayden, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, and then an undersized guy from UCLA, defensive tackle. I can't think of his name. But anyway, but those
Osa Odigizua.
no nose tackle though. It was undersized before Osa.
Oh.
But my point is, he believed in that. So getting 2 nose tackles in the 7th round, that's part of what his thinking, just like the Marinelli thinking, that you can get a guy that can give you minutes, that can plug the hole and get him out of there. You don't need a great player, you just need a big guy to stuff to run.
And that would be nice. I mean, there's obviously an opportunity for, if the dude can play, that you could be the Mozzie backup, you could be the 4th defensive tackle, and like that's what I think you're kind of doing on day 3. Is now you are looking at need and like, is there any chance we can find a guy that we think can actually step on, make the team, and play some snaps? My favorite pick is, it's Jaydon Blue. My favorite pick is Jaydon Blue. I think it's Will McClay's favorite pick too. Because so Jaydon Blue's like what, 5'9", 5'10", just under 200 pounds. And in your mind, you picture that as a certain style of back, and it's true. Like, he is your home run hitter, make a miss, run real fast. But it's not like he has nothing. It's not like you can't hand him the ball just as a normal rotational player. He ain't moving piles, but he is not some little frail, doesn't have anything to him. He hits home runs, but he's not a nothing. If you're like, no, we're just running the ball between guard and tackle, that's okay. He can do it. Jaydon Blue's, that's my guy. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
I do like the thought of Jaydon Blue. Like, I like the endless possibilities in the ways that you can use him.
I think he's going to have like 60 catches as a rookie.
60 catches?
But that goes to my point we talked about on Saturday, is that while we are clamoring and asking for a number 2 wide receiver, I think this does give you an element of, and again, I'm not saying that he's the number 2 wide receiver, but I'm saying it gives you that home run ability. A little bit bigger than Turpin, has the same home run speed as Turpin, but now when you put him in the backfield, you spread him out a little bit. Jaydon Blue has the higher upside of what people thought should have been what Deuce was doing.
Yeah,
right. A smaller guy, a little, scatty. Get him out in space. You put Blue in space is what you thought they should do with little Tink Tink. You do that.
And Tink Tink is gone. This is officially Tink Tink is gone.
How are you doing that?
Tink Tink's gone.
Okay, but you didn't just have to volunteer it. You know,
Right.
we could have done a segment.
We're grown.
Like, who's in
Okay.
trouble?
Okay.
You just want to kick
Okay.
this ball off.
Don't we have a segment coming up about who's the odd man out in the backfield?
Yeah, I think we do.
And the other guy was talking about nose tackle. They called him short cock. Marinelli words, not my words. Antoine Woods.
Oh, USC.
Yes,
Antoine
US tackle.
Woods.
Yeah. Antoine Woods was he played but that's the kind of guys that they like. This
So Rod was that's what his nicknames were, huh? He was
Yes.
just a big rooster guy.
Yes. He called Golden Cock short. I mean, that's what he did.
Okay.
I mean,
They
not
must have
me,
played
Rob
at South
Marinelli.
Carolina or something.
Football talk, guys.
Very
Football. Oh.
Yeah, of course, that's an oil
One of them
term.
guys you were talking about earlier.
Glory hole.
See, now you trying to get me to
No
say
oil
it.
term.
He tried to get me to call out Bill Belichick. I'm not going to do it. I called him a duck.
Who's a duck?
Bill Belichick.
Oh,
He tried to get me to call him
you
another
need to
word.
just-
He's trying to. I called him a duck.
Well, his filter's falling off
I
fast.
called him a
What
duck.
happens when you get to 60? You stop caring.
Sir.
Coming up
Called him a
next,
duck.
they did forget to do that one thing. How are they going to take care of it is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
I want everyone to be a homeowner, but I also want everyone to understand that when you are a homeowner, there are some things that come along with being a homeowner, some things that you can't quite control. And so get into the best neighborhoods, buy your dream home. But once you're in them, you may run across this thing that, hey, when I moved in, my mortgage was this. And now as the value begins to go up, your mortgage changed. The property taxes in this bad boy goes up. But the good news is we have some friends that can help you. We absolutely do. Our friends at Ownwell. And what Ownwell does is Ownwell, they go in and they are the ones who dispute your property tax. Now, you got to go ahead and get signed up quick because we're coming up on the deadline. May 15th is the deadline. So head on over to ownwell.com, get signed up. It takes you about 5 to 7 minutes to get all signed up, but it can save you a ton of money. So be a homeowner, but don't forget to our friends at Ownwell.
Also, shout out to our friends at Sleeper. Once Ownwell saves you a bunch of money on your property taxes, you know what you can do with it? Bang, slap it right into the Sleeper
Well,
app. You can
Make
save
it-
about 10
you can save it.
You can do whatever you want.
You
I
can
mean,
actually do
take
whatever you
part
want.
of it.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
Okay.
take part of it,
Yeah.
maybe. Some of them savings, pay for diapers
Yeah.
and daycare.
Yeah.
But then some of it, you be like,
Let
you
it
know what?
ride.
I think DeGrom is going
Let
to
it
have more
ride.
strikeouts
Yeah,
tonight than
let
they
it
think.
ride.
I think Marcus Simeon will have more total bases than are projected. I think that Otter will have less saves because they won't even get shots on goal tonight. And then bang, all of a sudden, 2 houses.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
The
And now we got another dispute we can do with Ownwell
The
on our new
supersized pack
property.
of diapers.
You know?
Yeah.
And now we're cooking. So that's what you're doing, Sleeper. You make your picks, your daily fantasy. You just pick whether guys are going to have more or less than their projected stats each week. The more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. Use the promo code DLLS Boys, and you get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. See their terms of use for details. Check out Sleeper today. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast right after the Cowboys have gotten an A++ in the draft.
Who gave him an A from DLLS?
A-.
Jeff did.
It was a good draft.
You gave him an A.
Did I give him an A? Yeah, I mean, I made a short. I
Oh,
think.
this Bleach Report. I'm sorry. I said DLS posted. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, well, on the show, he's like, I gave him an A. He
I gave him
tweeted.
an A.
He tweeted. He gave him an A.
I give him an A.
Not a B?
No,
Not a B plus?
No,
A.
I give him an A. But I've been tearing them up with
You
C's
calling
the last few
Jerry
years.
a valedictorian. You know. Now you not even grade on the curve.
Well, the
You gave him straight-
valedictorian is
you
always
gave him-
over 4.0. Like, they get an A.
Summa
I mean,
cum laude over
he got
here,
a
huh?
he got a 4.0 in this draft. I mean, you gave him an A.
Well, I
All
give it to,
A's.
well, Will McClay got an A.
No.
It's a group project.
It's
Yeah.
a group project.
Jerry got an A for
Jerry's
chilling.
Jerry's the GM.
Lifts all tides.
Jerry is the GM. You
What's
gave
all
him an
those?
A.
I know what Jerry tried to do.
He the GM.
He brought the food.
Jerry tried to
Food was
pick
good.
Shador.
You gave him an A.
Jerry's
that's
trying to
Shador.
pick Shador.
No, he
right.
wasn't trying to pick this
And
shit.
then and Will McClay was like, what if we pick somebody who's going to play for us?
So you think that one of Jerry's sons did a prank call to Shador?
No, it was
No,
Jeff
don't.
Ulbricht's kid, apparently, that gave out the number.
Jack Solbrick is his name.
Yeah.
A kid.
And
kid.
21 years old.
21-year-old kid.
Jerry Jr., I could see that.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Somebody-
apparently they got Tyler Warren, too. They called him when the Jets were
I
out.
think
Oh,
they-
and then apparently there's more.
I think.
Okay, so they were just doing a
What
bit
if,
all night.
what if
Yeah.
they prank called Ted? Say, Ted, we're going to get you, baby. We're going to get you. Then Carolina says, oops.
I mean,
he was on the phone a long time before he drafted Booker. They was like, well, somebody get ready, baby.
that's because they're smart. The Cowboys tried their very best. Like, that's one of the complaints that I see from people is like, I get it. Like, it seems like most people have come around to realize, like, Tyler Booker's going to help your football team. I'm okay with this pick.
Yeah.
I just wish you hadn't taken a guard so high. And to that, my response is, they agree. They tried.
Yeah.
They tried to get out of there.
Yeah.
That's what took so long. And then they realized that either where they were going to have to go down to, they were going to lose the player they wanted, or they couldn't get the value they wanted. They agree. And they know they need a wide receiver too. They've acknowledged it after the draft that that's not over. Like, the Cowboys know your complaints because they're currently having their They're in their 1 week of the year where they're getting an A as a front office. They tried to do the things that you would want them to do. They know one of the things that they still need to do. And so now it's a matter of where is that going to come from? Because they know that they need a second best wide receiver. And I guess the question for me is they know it. They know it to the point where they're willing to say it out loud. A lot of times they'll know things, but they'll deny them in public.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we believe in our guys and we're absolutely going to be totally fine. Like they're still out in the open saying, we get it. We know what we need. Are they going to find a wide receiver too?
Where?
And
this is the part when you want to talk about GMing and giving people credit and all that other kind of stuff.
Hall of Famer Jerry Jones.
It's
Nobody does what better than him? Nobody what?
Effing do this effing better than me effing.
But it's being the whole GM, right? It's being the GM that goes out there and does what he has to do in free agency, in addition to going and doing it during the draft. Like that's what we talk about when we talk about the Howie Rosemans of the world. We look at a guy who's going out there and doing it in free agency and then coming behind and doing it in the draft. Right. Sometimes it's like, yeah, we gave you an A for the draft, but you still have so many needs. So overall, and we'll talk about this in the next segment, did you get better?
Yeah.
Like, did you get better? Like, yeah, you had a really good draft. Are you a better football team than you were a year ago?
Right.
And it's because the second component of it was still lackluster. It was still undone. It was still not given the proper attention that it needed. And that was the free agent part. Because if you could have coupled this with a good free agent, a couple of signings and not signing your own guys back, but really going out there, spending a couple of dollars on some really high quality guys, not the bargain bin guys, not the guys who are going to be here for 1 year, but the guys who are really going to come in here and be impactful, like have the opportunity to really make a mark. Holy moly guacamole, you get the A+++ of the offseason.
Right.
And that's the part when you're talking about the GM of it, it's like, oh, you did this part right. But boy, if you had really been GMing, if you had really been in your GM bag, you
traded for Laramie Tunsil and Debo Samuel and then went and drafted.
If you would have been in your Louis Duffel GM bag, now we're talking about, now they want to compete.
Yeah.
This is the part of it, but this is not the whole part of it. And this still leaves you wanting a little bit more from this front office and from this football team.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. They still got a hole in the knapsack. Got something leaking out the knapsack.
Yeah.
It's not full. It's full, but something leaking out because you, again, love the draft, would love it even more if you'd have done something in free agency. Yes, you did more than you did last year, but did you really do something? As I've said, don't confuse activity with getting something done. Yes, you were active. Did you make progress in free agency? No. But you added guys to the roster. You added players. You did way more before the draft last year. You signed one guy.
Yeah.
Okay, or outside guy.
Yeah.
This year, you got a horde of them. But can they play? You acquired a lot of different guys. So love the draft. Would love it even more because it's really about building the football team. Would love what they've done and accomplished more if they would have done more in free agency.
I think Cooper Kupp at $15 million sounds pretty good right about now, to be honest. And I think if you would have had that and you kind of pair that with what they did in the draft, you'd be like, okay, we got some stuff here. And I think there's still some options out there. I don't know if you've confirmed this yet. I haven't. Todd reported that they had talked to an AFC North team about a trade during the draft.
That could only be George Pickens.
And it could only be George Pickens.
That's the only name that I can think of that's been.
Who else in the AFC North got a receiver that's available?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah. So, I think that's something that they probably looked into. But, Keenan Allen is still out there.
Jamar Chase?
It could be Jamar Chase.
Come on, man. See, it's
think
not
about that.
It's not nobody in Cincy.
Okay.
Ooh, what if it's Jerry Jeudy?
Okay.
Cleveland he's their only receiver.
Yeah. Maybe. Anyways,
there was
but Pickens is the one that I think just connected.
Just know whoever it is, they had a first-round grade on him 5 years ago.
All I know is I don't want Pickens in this locker room. You talk about brotherhood. You can't talk about team.
I was going to say, I think
you can't talk about all that stuff you're trying to build and want Pickens.
Are they going to pay him as well? Because Pickens due up for a deal.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
It's your point. No, I don't. I think Pickens.
That's why Desiree traded him. Like, look, we enjoy having you play, but we are not paying your crazy.
And that's probably why the talks went nowhere.
We saw how this happens. We had a guy. We saw how this happens. He was a little crazy. We paid him. He got real crazy.
Yeah, Pickens on the field makes a lot of sense. I just think for the financial and the off the field stuff, it just doesn't work with what they're going for. But I think Keenan Allen's still out there. I think that's a guy, to be honest with you, I would call him.
Slow.
I think you're at the point though at the barrel where you got to either trade for guys with problems like George Pickens, or you got to sign guys that have question marks, could be slow, like Keenan Allen. Like that's where you are in this wide receiver 2 process. But I do think that they need to address something. And I will say this, and this is what they think. I think that they're a lot higher on their developmental guys than the external world is. And I think that they truly believe that Ryan Flournoy can take another step, that Jonathan Mingo can take another step, like with Junior Adams. I think that they believe that. I don't agree, but I think that their belief is in some of the guys that they already have.
I agree to a certain extent, but I do like examples in the draft. Because I can tell you, before the draft, they loved Brock Hoffman. They loved what they did in free agency at guard.
No doubt.
They did not let them stop them from upgrading, okay?
And they would have drafted McMillan.
But really, they had a hold there. I'm saying, and they loved Elam, and they loved what they got at cornerback. It didn't stop them from going to get Revel. So, yeah, they may like those receivers, but they are on record saying we need better. We need to improve. Certainly, they like what Tolbert can do. They have like Mingo, but Jerry's on record. We don't have a number 2. Okay, he said we have a concept of a plan.
Yeah, which is important. That's where the plan starts.
We don't have a number 2. We got 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 6s that we believe in. We ain't got number 2. So yeah, they like those young guys, but even Dak likes those young guys. He told me they want more help at receiver. Jerry and Steven said the same thing. So yeah, they like their development. They like the step Tolbert took, but they're woke. Jerry's woke on the needs at receiver. Woke.
I can see him being woke
because he knows how to define woke. He did it on Saturday. They woke. they woke on. They woke at receiver. They woke at what they got at receiver.
So if they were going to take the field today, it's what? It's CD,
Tolbert,
and Mingo.
Mingo, yeah.
That's right.
You know what?
And Turpin in the slot.
You know what potential is? You ain't done nothing yet.
Yeah.
I'm not buying a Turpin in the slot.
No, it's better not.
No, I mean, but I'm talking about like a gadget, not like
He'll
not
stay in his gadgety.
Yeah, I think he'll still be
gadget.
gadget. No, I'm not talking about like 80 catch season here coming up. No. But like, I'm saying like as a gadget guy, like they would still use him.
Yeah, he's a gadget guy, but he's not anybody they're counting on to be a receiver. That's
Can you
why
get by with CeeDee Lamb and doing a bunch of bits if your coordinator's good enough? If you have Turpin and Blue and dudes that you can just play with it.
That's what they tried last year. Remember they tried to put Deuce at, they've done.
Yeah, but now we
things.
have Shoddy. It was McCarthy holding us back.
It's still CD and a bunch of maybes. I've been preaching this for 2 years now. CD and a bunch of maybes. That's what they got.
The maybes gonna run down on you one day.
One day.
They're gonna be like,
why?
listen, my name is.
Why?
My name is. Who?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you call them the maybes.
Jerry called them maybes.
My name is Kunta Kinte. And like you
really?
Need to
you don't know about Toe. What?
That's what?
What? You trying to get your foot cut off? What you talking about? What? And you talking about me with old references. That's an old reference.
It is.
Okay. Talk about
what would you guys give for Jameson Williams right now?
If I'm getting
I think Jameson Williams would be sick.
Is my plan to pay Jameson Williams?
Got to pay him too.
Because I think the entire plan.
I think you write it out.
What I'm giving up depends. Like if you're talking about having him for 1 year and then he would be going into his 5th year option, at which point we're starting to.
You got
to pay that. Hold out.
You have to pay the 5th year option,
right? Which I'm okay
Detroit
with.
already picked up.
So if you told me that I'm going to have him for 2 years and then we'll see.
Yeah, that's what it.
I'd give him 4 for that. But here's what throws me about Detroit. Like you've gotten through the he was hurt thing, and now he started making an impact and looks like the real deal.
So why
am I hearing his name as tradable?
Because Detroit, I think, are forward thinking. They're saying this is a guy who has upside. What can we get for him? If we can put him out there in the market and get more back from him and go and pick more guys like him, because I don't think Jameis Williamson is like special. He has speed. He's not a special player that you can't do without. He's not a player that you can't replace.
In your hand?
I think you can find more guys like him.
Clarence Hill.
The issue is this. He wants to get paid. His agent is Zeke's agent. His agent is Chase's agent. By the way, Zeke's parents came to my party. Mom and Dad was at my party last night.
What's up, Ms. Dawn?
Yeah,
everyone was at your party.
That's a good thing I wasn't there.
Couple of Coach Flozo Adams was there. Avery Johnson was there. 5-0. Anyway,
Yep.
Zeke's agent, Jameson Wilson's agent, Chase's agent, he wants to get paid. And that's really the thing with you. Can you pay, have you paid the other receiver?
Amon-Ra.
Are you going to pay Jamison Williams? He wants top receiver money. And yes, bring him to Dallas. He's a perfect fit to me, but you're not going to pay him $30 million. But he wants to get paid. I know I've talked to the agent. They've already talked. They're already working the numbers. Want to get paid.
We'll get to your super chats and then take a look at the question, are they better? That we will do next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Also, final day for the draft special, $36.
That is
$36 to be a diehard for an entire year. And guess what? Because it is April 28th, that first year would run through April 28th, which means you're already hooked up for next year. All of the draft coverage, the scouting reports, the rankings, all of the things. And it's an incredible value for $36. The fact that you get everything you could possibly want about all of your favorite DFW local teams. You get an ad-free experience on the website. You get access to all the premium content from Joe and Clarence, from Jeff with the Rangers, from everybody on everything that you need to stay up to date. You get into our Discord server as well, our little Discord lounge where we hang out and talk about all sorts of stuff. There's over 1,000 diehards now, over 1,000 fellow DFW diehards, and we would love you to join up. And this is an incredible deal. So why don't you go ahead and take advantage of it. It's the last day. Use the QR code that's on your screen or go to alldlls.com/diehard and get yourself squared away. Get yourself squared away. Okay. We are onward with the DLLS Cowboys podcast. And I lay this question before you. Are the Dallas Cowboys today better than the team that played football last season?
Go ahead, carry water.
Yeah, get him.
Go ahead.
He's already got his water in front of him.
Already.
You get somebody else's water?
You got it.
Well, you know, Clarence.
There you go.
You know, Clarence, you know, we didn't have Dak Prescott for much of last year.
Okay.
Dak Prescott's healthy and ready to go. Okay. Just the mere presence of Dak and Micah being
like
healthy
Stephen
from the
A.
start of the
Jones.
season, they're better.
I think it's
Now,
like
that doesn't mean they're going to
sexually ambiguous.
make the playoffs. That don't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl because that's the goal. That little drought is the goal, at least for me, my agenda. I've been here a long time. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen squat.
Yeah.
But on paper, with a healthy Dak and Michael healthy and ready to go, Bookman. You know talking about Bookman? Okay.
Oh, has he already messed up a name?
No.
Oh,
Is that a Seinfeld reference? I don't think so.
Good times.
Oh, okay. I got it from Seinfeld. So.
You don't know about no good times, baby.
But I know something about Seinfeld.
Bookman. Anyway, yeah, Jeff. I think we're better. We're a better team. I think that we are the second best team in the NFC East.
Well, he would never say that. He wouldn't acknowledge that the Eagles are better, would he?
I said second best team in the NFC East.
Right, but he would never. I don't think.
Oh, he did. He did.
He said.
He said, "I'm not going to be like Dak and claim we're better than the defending Super Bowl champions."
He
said that.
He was living
I
in
will.
the
I mean,
realm of reality.
It's time for a new
He said,
one.
"I'm not going to be like Dak."
Does he secretly hate Dak? That man loves to talk about how Dak is the highest paid.
Oh,
he loves to bitch about
he
Dak.
got Dak as the scapegoat. That $60 million keeps coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
When you pay guys $60 million, you got guys $60 million. He keep that's a media
And then
thing.
he gets hurt and you got nothing. What do you mean you got nothing? You traded for a backup quarterback. You give him fourth round pick. He should be great.
That's
you
a
traded for
media
him.
thing. You Oda ain't supposed to put that $60 million around your neck every time he opens up his mouth. He does it though.
He does that a lot.
A lot of money.
I think they might be. If you guys want to push all the water this way, I'll go ahead and carry the water for this organization. Maybe.
This is a new you.
It is. It's a new me. New year, new me. It's not a new year. It's same year.
Just April.
Because I'm trying to work my math here in front of me. So last year your running backs were Rico Dowdle and Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
Now, Javonte Williams, Jaydon Blue, Phil Mafah, Miles Sanders. We'll see. I think that could at least be a push and maybe better. What I don't love is you could have the good part of the combo you had could still be here very easily.
Dude, Rico and Jaydon Blue would have been a nice combo.
That would be really good.
That would have been a really nice combo.
But I don't think they're worse.
I don't think they're worse, but I also think there's more questions to it. Because I think,
because we have no idea what Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders brings.
Is there a 1,000-yard rusher in there?
I mean, anybody's a 1,000-yard
I
rusher. You just
know.
hand it to him 300 times, and then everybody.
Is there a
"You
guy
got
that averages
1,000
4.8 yards per carry like Rico did last year?
Jaydon Blue's going to average 4.8.
He might.
It's just going to be on 70
Wait.
carries.
And he might fumble a couple times. But
Saying he's getting 4.8 and 60 receptions.
Yeah.
You got high hopes.
we got
for that.
offensive
You got-
rookie of the year,
you got-
Jaydon
you
Blue,
got-
baby.
You got high hopes.
No,
because
because if he had 4.8 at 150 carries, now that's something. But I think that he won't be the guy that gets the ball most of the time. Like, he's going to have 4 to 6 carries a game, and if one of those goes for 14 yards, well, congrats. You averaged 5 yards carry in his game. Buffalo Butt.
That's Bookman. Bookman. That's what they called him on Good Time. Buffalo
okay.
Butt.
Okay, so you lost Brandon Cooks. Now, that's the one where I don't think Brandon Cooks had a ton left, but with this roster, I sure would like to have him, I guess. So, like, you haven't done anything at receiver. You're not better at receiver.
No, you're not better at receiver.
Concept of playing at receiver.
Zach Martin of last year, you got better when he was out.
100%.
Zach Martin was banged up and beat up and pretty much done ski. Your offensive line, well, your right guard will be better. Your center will be, in theory, better just because he's another year in the league.
And if he's not, you have a top 15 center in the NFL. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
And that's
you're-
what he was this past year.
I'm scared of left tackle, but, I mean, it's not like you were good at it last year. I think their offensive line will be better-ish.
I think you can confidently say their offensive line will be better with Tyler Booker at right guard.
I don't know who's playing the slot. Jordan Lewis is gone. I still don't know who's playing the slot.
I mean, we're looking at Kalen Carson or Izzy McQuamie. Right?
Yeah, and they're gonna try Elam in there, but it's not really what he plays. But they're gonna give him a shot.
Yeah.
Tank Lawrence and Chauncey Golston are gone. Donovan Ezeiruaku, Dante Fowler, and Peyton Turner are here.
And Solomon Thomas.
And Solomon Thomas.
I might. This might be hopium. I might give the edge to the new ones.
It's better pass rush for sure.
Way better pass rush. And then you add in, like, honestly, like, I don't think they had a guy like the kid from UCLA last year, to be honest. Like, I know, like, Linval Joseph, they had a guy there, but, like, you know, Linval was over the hill, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, he got called out of retirement, basically. Yeah. So I think even that just I thought that was the one thing they needed to get, was just something that could just at least be a tree there and have guys have to go around it.
Girth.
And they got it.
Yeah.
So I think that could be better.
Eric Kendricks is out. Jack Sanborn and Kenneth Murray in, plus Shamar James. I mean, Overshown's hurt, but probably better at linebacker.
I think a healthy...
It's at least more interesting than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I think a healthy Overshown and Kendricks is better than a healthy Sanborn and Kenneth Murray, plus Shamar James.
Well, you'd need it to be a healthy Overshown, which we may not.
No,
we probably won't have all.
That's
of
what I'm
this year.
saying. Yeah. So that's
And Joe
tough.
Milton versus Lance Rush is a push. Like, I don't care. So it's at least interesting. I didn't think it would be interesting. I thought it would be
It's a discussion.
You definitively did not bring in better players than you lost once again. And I've reached the point where I think you might have.
Yeah, you did. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence didn't play last year because he was hurt. And so you look at the defensive ends at the end of last year, what you have now is better.
And if they can get Shavon Revel to be a starter, if he's healthy, if and if he could actually go, and which, to be honest, I'm not banking on week one starting corners, super healthy Shavon Revel.
Yeah.
Even though he said that's the plan. But if they could get a healthy Shavon Revel, I'm just being that maybe it's the draft guy. I'm bullish on Shavon Revel.
Right.
I think that this is. I think he's a fantastic talent.
But Diggs wasn't on the field last year.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, outside of
Josh Butler was playing well.
He was playing well for our expectations for Josh Butler.
I think he just played well in general.
He was undrafted free agent, 35 years old for a reason.
He played well. He played well.
But outside of Jordan Lewis,
Get him, Joe.
they had nothing at corner. Bland coming back. But outside, so right now, what you have at corner,
That's a great
you have
call, though.
Elam, you got a first round talent, you got Revel.
You don't have Amani or Aurier and Andrew Booth. Well, you have Andrew Booth, but
I mean, come on, they potentially better at corner. So you look at those. I'm just saying the position because we think about at the end of last year, we can't think about what they had on the roster to start because if DeMarcus Lawrence is there, Trevor Diggs is there, but they weren't there at the end of last season. So this roster now, based on what they had at the end of last season, they're better.
and I'm gonna.
I don't know if I went hard enough to be. I don't think I
Well, I was
actually
gonna say,
carried.
one little note to carry the water for. I'll just carry it.
Yeah, go ahead.
people in Buffalo told me they were convinced that like Kyrie Elam kind of got the short end of the stick and had it was a confidence thing, and
That was a coach thing, right?
Yeah,
they took the blame for it. Like truly, like they think a new situation could actually be good for Kyrie Elam, the first round talent.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's going to come in here and set the world on fire, but that is a guy I think change of scenery could work out.
He'd be better than Josh Butler. I'm sorry. I know he
Josh
played.
Butler was good last year when he played, and then he tore his ACL.
Y'all need to hash this out.
Yeah, no, I did not say Monty Awarrier was good.
I'm just saying, you look at the guys they had playing with, though. He'll be better than those guys. I mean, listen, I
respect on
love
Josh
you.
Butler.
I love
You guys
you.
need to work through
Josh
this.
Butler played well.
He played
but
well when he was in there.
There was
Period.
no expectation for that guy who's been on the practice squad, who's been there 2 years.
Expectations be damned. He played well.
We grade on a
Slow
curve.
Josh Butler,
We
by the way.
grade. We grade on a curve when we have no expectation and they actually do something, kind of like Brock Hoffman. Ooh,
Always tearing up Brock Hoffman.
we grade on the curve.
For no Do we sing Happy Birthday or do we play Club Pop Pop?
What?
Wait, the numbers are visible, right?
Yeah. He's 6,660 years old.
Right, we had to tell him he was 63 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
And I can't hear what say.
Happy
Birthday to you.
Pop, pop, pop.
Happy birthday to you. Pop, pop, pop. Happy birthday, dear Papa. Happy birthday to you.
The Blackbird.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday.
Wait, copyright strike. Copyright strike.
Oh, yeah.
We're not that good at singing. That's a real song.
Got to blow?
Whoa.
Make that a drop.
You do.
Make that a drop.
Don't forget to make a wish.
Come
Clarence.
on, Duck.
Yeah, what are you wishing? Whoa.
I'm not Belichick.
Quack, quack.
You are wishing for your Bill Belichick situation. And that's fine.
Ain't nobody telling me what to do. Thank you.
Yeah.
We got to take this out and eat this before the show's over because he'll eat it all by himself.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, you get that out of here.
Hey, birthday pop
Hey,
pop.
Yeah.
hey, is that white cake?
It is.
Okay.
Why's it gotta be
Why
white?
you gotta be white?
Why's it gotta be white?
That's gotta be racist.
That's Bill Belichick.
That's gotta be.
I mean white cake.
Let's get these super chats. Let's get these super
Oh, yeah, we got
chats.
super
Let's
chats.
get
It's
the
a
super
white
chats.
cake.
Let's see.
JJ, I think
we
is
did
what-
Army. Yeah, JJ. Great draft coverage, dudes. Did they lock Jera out of the war room this year? Ha ha. Great draft despite Jera's Wildcat demons. Yeah, I think they locked him out.
They gave him medicine.
Yeah. Calm him down a little bit.
Little
Pat,
Zanny.
pat him on the head a
Little
little bit.
Zanny.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Hey,
You're doing
good
great,
job.
Pops.
Yeah, we got you. We heard you.
We got exactly who you wanted. Yeah.
Shador?
Dan's in the super chat. Hearing anything about Isaiah Bond? That much talent, but not signed as a UDFA means teams have to believe there's credibility to the accusation.
They're waiting for his case to get resolved. And he'll probably sign as a free if it gets resolved. But if it gets, they're waiting for the resolution of the charge.
Carlos is in the super chat. The draft looks to have been successful, but it's still a 7-10 team with the Jones boys need to disappear so that someone with the balls to sign real free agents can do his job. William Cook, yes, probably overall, but wide receiver is still a concern. Sully said Buffalo butt.
Bookman.
Empire, we are. An observation, last year Dak wasn't moving well before the injury. I think an up-the-gut run game is a good plan with Dak at QB.
Talk to Dak about that. He doesn't. He says he's running more. He says he will run more, and he acknowledged that not running has probably contributed to him pulling. When you don't run, see, I run in practice, right?
I don't remember you saying that. I think
That's one of our conversations. Like, if you don't run the 40, get out there running the 40, you have to hurt. If you don't get out there and run, and yeah, you run hard in practice, but it's not like someone that's chasing you. I mean, it's a mental thing that you do different things when you're, you can run hard, but like running a race, if you don't really run that same way as you do in practice when you're training, so you need to run more. So when you do run, you won't hurt yourself, and he's going to try to do that.
Can you run a 40 for his birthday?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I run 40. Yeah.
For his
15
birthday?
seconds. Little light trot.
Joe,
Dro
come on,
knows
Joe.
This is for Pop Pops. He gave you a gift.
$4.99. I'll take it.
What's that
getting?
That'd get you almost a quarter. Is that still a quarter of it?
Joe,
Is it still 20?
That
we
don't cover the cost.
The Cowboys go to DG's. That's what a rowdy van was. DG, Dallas Gentlemen's. Come on now.
Is it still
You know about that?
I don't.
Still 20?
You never heard of DGs? You never heard of DGs?
I heard of them. I've
Okay.
never
They go-
frequented
the
that
Cowboys,
place.
my Keith Davis Cowboys, they go to DGs.
Shout out to KD.
Man, the longer we do the show, the more secrets that probably should stay hidden. Y'all are going to know everything. Clarence just lets it go.
Who needs a book when you got Pop Pop?
Listen,
So,
he got shot in the butt. I've been trying to write that book.
You should
write
write a book.
I really wanted KD to. We talked about
Yeah,
it. It's
a couple
funny. I
times.
love KD. But Bill, he got shot in the butt, and I wanted to write a headline: "Shot in the butt to the Super Bowl."
That
He
sounds
got
like
cut.
a great plan. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Happy birthday to Pop Pop, and happy birthday to you, whoever you are. I'm sure there's a birthday out there somewhere. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. So be cool, everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminating contingencies.
Or else not through.
We all silly like the mayor.